You've been told to eat less and move more. But here's the thing. Your belly fat isn't a calorie issue. It's a detox issue. This 7-day belly fat flush targets the real reason your waistline won't budge. Liver overloaded, insulin resistance, and hidden inflammation. I'll show you exactly what your doctor missed and why this short protocol works even when nothing else has in the past. Let's break it all down day by day. Day 1, we're priming your detoxification systems. The goal is to start signaling to your body to start breaking down stored fat for energy. Yes, your belly fat, your love handles, the visceral fat around your organs. And we do this in the following ways. When you wake up in the morning, you want to take 1 shot of extra virgin olive oil. When you do this, this stimulates healthy bioflow for the liver, which helps with detoxifying the body and also helps breaking down fat in your food. This primes the liver to be in full detox mode right off the bat, right? First thing in the morning. Olive oil contains a lot of amazing properties. One of my favorite compounds in olive oil is a polyphenol called oleocanthols. Oleocanthols create something called neuroautophagy. In other words, brain autophagy. If you have brain fog, you are struggling with cravings and carbohydrate addiction, sugar addiction, it's a wiring issue in the brain. And we want to clean out some of the inflamed receptor sites, inflamed cells inside of your brain. These are called neurotransmitters. Olive oil, when you consume that 1 shot in the morning, the oleocanthols go to work. It's kind of like this. Envision Pac-Man going within your brain cells, cleaning out plaques and proteins and junk, and then producing new neural pathways and new neurogenesis, the creation of new brain cells, where now you're able to function, think clearly, a lot of your cravings go away, and yeah, you're also detoxifying the liver because it's powerful for the liver. You just want to make sure it's a clean, amazing source of olive oil. The one that I use is from the Fresh Pressed Olive Oil Club. You could get a $39 bottle from them for just $1 over at ketocampoliveoil.com. I'll drop that link down below. The next thing you want to do is consume high CGA coffee 90 minutes after waking up. First, let's unpack why I say 90 minutes after waking up and exactly what is high CGA coffee. The reason why we want to wait an hour and a half after we wake up to have your cup of coffee is because when you wake up first thing in the morning, your cortisol levels are already activated. You see, your body and your hormones are in sync with Mother Nature. When the sun comes up, it activates this diurnal curve and your cortisol, your adrenal glands produce cortisol to get you energy to kickstart your day. This is all normal. It's all great. When you have your coffee first thing in the morning, cortisol is already high. You have your cup of coffee with caffeine. You see, that caffeine does not stand a chance to the almighty cortisol. So you're not going to get the biggest bang for your buck, the energy you want. It's going to result in you feeling maybe tired in the afternoon, reaching for a second, third, fourth, fifth cup of coffee, maybe a toxic 4-hour energy drink. But when you wait an hour and a half after waking up, cortisol will begin to taper down. Then you have your caffeine and you get your biggest bang for your buck, meaning 1 cup or 2 cups max, and you've got sustainable energy levels for the rest of the day. High CGA coffee, CGA stands for chlorogenic acid. It's a very powerful polyphenol antioxidant found in the right coffee beans. Studies show, including a Norwegian study I posted in chapter 11 of Metabolic Freedom, my latest book, overweight women who drank high CGA coffee lost twice as much weight as overweight women who drank low CGA coffee. You see, CGA, chlorogenic acid, supports your liver to detoxify. It also balances your blood sugar, and it helps you burn more body fat. It also lowers triglyceride levels in your body, and it supports cardiovascular health. All great things. Now, where do you get this type of coffee? It's not Starbucks. It's not Dunkin' Donuts or Peet's Coffee. It's not most coffee shops because they're not using organic, shade-grown, medium-roasted coffee that has been tested for contaminants. Those are a lot of criteria to meet, right? Because here's the thing, when you're drinking coffee that it's not high quality, it could be actually toxic to your body, toxic to your liver. It could contain mold and contaminants. So you want to make sure medium roasted, because once the beans are roasted beyond medium, like a dark roast, it loses about 75% of its fat blasting CGA content. Organic, shade grown, which prevents any mold from growing, and you want to make sure it's also tested for contaminants. All right, what do I drink? Right here in my big cup of coffee that I'm sipping on throughout this morning, I have Purity Coffee. They are my favorite coffee bean. They have the medium roast. It's organic, shade grown, tested for contaminants. It hits all of the criteria I am looking for. And I've been drinking their coffee since 2018, I believe, 2019. And you could get actually their coffee beans for 15% off by going to ketocampcoffee.com using the coupon code KETOCAMP for 15% off. We'll drop that link down below. A couple of things here, a couple of nuances. If you're a man, males could have their cup of coffee on an empty stomach and they'll actually benefit more being in a fasted state. Women, I've noticed working with thousands of women over the world across the years, is that they do better having their cup of coffee 90 minutes after waking up after breakfast. Or if you don't want to do breakfast, adding in 2 scoops of a high quality protein powder in your coffee, like a high protein coffee. 30 grams or so would be perfect for women. They tend to do better, especially cycling women, especially, post-menopause, perimenopause, you name it. All women do better with that version of coffee. And I personally use Equip Foods Prime Protein powder. It's beef protein isolate, and we have a coupon code. We have a link. It's equipfoods.com/Azadi. I'll drop that down below. Okay, the third step here, still on day 1, swap out bad fats for healthy fats, fats that heal your body. Allow your cells to lower inflammation, which allows your fat-burning hormones to get into the cell to burn body fat. So you want to remove canola oil, corn oil, cottonseed oil, sunflower oil, safflower oil, soybean oil, rice bran oil, grapeseed oil. These are called seed oils. When they're processed, they're highly inflammatory. You want to swap those out for stable saturated fats, butter, ghee, beef tallow, duck fat, coconut oil, even monounsaturated fats like olive oil and avocado oil. That simple swap goes a long way. And the last thing to do here is to change your self-image. In chapter 10 of Metabolic Freedom, I go deep into this concept of the self-image. I won't go deep into it now to make sure this video and this lesson is efficient, but essentially you could create an affirmation that you repeat every day, and it goes into your subconscious mind because your subconscious mind accepts everything, whether it's real or imagined. And by repeating this mantra, affirmation, you start to make progress and change your self-image. Might sound woo-woo, but hey, if your way is not working, why don't you try mine? So the affirmation I want you to have for day 1, you're going to write this down and read it in the morning, read it throughout the day, is the following. I'm so happy and grateful now that I release what no longer serves me. I am safe to let go of the weight I've carried. That'll be day 1 of your detox. Let's move on to day 2 of this fat flush plan. Day 2 is to stabilize blood sugar and lower the hormone insulin. This improves something called leptin sensitivity, which reduces cravings. Insulin is the only hormone in your body that signals fat storage. Leptin is also an important fat-burning hormone that signals you're full. Put down the fork. Don't walk to the pantry and eat the Oreos. You're good, bro. So how do you do that? So you want to consume 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar diluted with water, drink it through a straw, 30 minutes before your biggest meal of the day. This will mitigate that blood sugar spike. It'll help you digest the food better, and it also supports the liver to detoxify. Second thing is you want to take a 20-minute walk after your biggest meal of the day. For most people, that's dinner time. When you do this, you blunt that post-sugar spike, and some studies show 30 to 40%. So a 20-minute walk after your biggest meal of the day. Then you want to swap out foods that produce insulin in your body, or I should say foods that spike insulin very high, with insulin-friendly foods. So high protein, healthy fats, low sugar, low carbs, fiber-rich vegetables. And you want to avoid refined carbohydrates. You want to avoid rice, pasta, bread, pizza. You want to avoid excess fruit juice. Don't have any fruit juice during the 7 days. Avoid snacking in between meals. The goal is to lower insulin and lower blood sugar levels. So you do that by eating mostly protein, fat, and fiber. That should be the base of your meals. Your affirmation for day 2 is the following. I'm so happy and grateful that I am not my past. My body responds to the choices I make today. Day number 3 of your fat flush is to drain inflammation. The goal here is to support your lymphatic system and reduce water retention. So we do this by hydrating your body with high quality spring water. I love Mountain Valley. I love Icelandic water. I love Fiji and Evian. If you could get glass bottles, that's always best. And you want to add in unflavored electrolytes like Redmond's Relight or even a pinch of Redmond's Real Salt. with a squeeze of lemon and drink that first thing in the morning. You would have the olive oil shot, then you would have this drink, or vice versa. It doesn't really matter. I will drop a link in a coupon code for Redmond's electrolytes and their sea salt. Their salt is amazing. It's ketocampsalt.com. Azadi is the coupon code. We'll drop it down below. Second thing you want to do is to take a cold shower sometime throughout that day to stimulate lymphatic flow and activate some vascular, where your blood flow goes around your organs and gives you this vascular massage. You also want to add sulfur-rich vegetables. These are cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, and also bitter-rich vegetables that help support the liver, like arugula, radicchio, radishes. This will support phase 2 liver detox. And you want to get morning sunlight. 5, 10, 30 minutes. This helps to activate these amazing hormones with your circadian rhythm, and it's like a mitochondrial wake up. Your affirmation for day 3 is, I'm so happy and grateful. I feel light, clear, and energized. Every cell in my body is healing. Let's move on to day 4. This is fat burning mode is activated. The goal here is to boost ketones and shift into metabolic efficiency and metabolic freedom. On day 4, your total carbohydrates for this day should be under 50 grams total to shift you into fat-burning ketosis. You also want to pair this with the 16-8 intermittent fasting schedule. That means out of a 24-hour period here on this day 4, you're going to get 2 to 3 meals, high fat, high protein, low carbs, within a 6-hour eating window. So that could be between 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. on day 4, you have 2 to 3 meals, and then you fast outside of that. Or that could be between 8 a.m. and 2 p.m., you have your 2 to 3 meals and fast outside of that, whatever works best for your schedule. During that fasting window, you're going to pull fat from your body, you're going to boost ketone production, you're going to fuel the brain, and you're going to achieve autophagy of the entire body. I talked about autophagy of the Pac-Man in the brain. Now this starts to happen throughout the body during your fasting schedule. You also want to add in 45 minutes of a light walk to get zone 2 cardio. This could be a light walk or light cycling on your bike, maybe even light swimming or going on the elliptical for a light cardio session. Zone 2 training burns fat, and you want to get about 45 minutes total on day 4. You could do that in one straight shot, 45 minutes, or you could do them in exercise snacks. It's your call. Your daily affirmation for day 4 is, I'm so happy and grateful now that I trust my body. I'm designed to burn fat and thrive. Let's move on to day 5, which is the reset day. This is going to encourage more of that cellular cleanup process called autophagy and give your gut a break. On day 5, if you feel up for it, you're going to go and complete a 24-hour water fast. So that means, let's say the previous day, you're done eating at 6 p.m., you're going to fast until day 5 at 6 p.m. Or if you're done eating at 2 p.m. on day 4, you'll fast until 2 p.m. on day 5, going 24 hours without food. You'll fix the gut and a lot of digestive issues like acid reflux and GERD. You'll power on the brain to produce something called brain-derived neurotropic factor, which is like miracle grow for the brain. You'll lower insulin, lower inflammation, and produce more ketones, which helps you burn more belly fat. If you feel like that's too difficult to do, you could drink bone broth during your fast, and that would be considered a partial fast. Coffee is fine. Olive oil is fine. Apple cider vinegar is fine. Herbal teas that are not sweetened are also fine during your fast. Your daily affirmation for day 5 is, I'm so happy and grateful now that fasting heals me, rest renews me, and I am in control. Day 6, reintroduce with intention. Break the fast gently and avoid blood sugar roller coaster. So what you want to do is break your fast with either bone broth or soft scrambled eggs with avocado. So healthy fats, healthy protein, some avocados are great. And have that apple cider vinegar before the first meal. You want to go for a 20-minute walk after that meal you break the fast with. And then you want to add in some mitochondrial support. These could come from supplements like urolithin A is a great product that I use from Timeline. You might want to take 500 milligrams of urolithin A to support mitophagy, which is autophagy of the mitochondria. If you go to timeline.com/benazadi, you could see the product that I use. The coupon code is Azadi for 20% off. Your daily affirmation for day 6 is, I'm so happy and grateful now that my metabolism is strong. My energy is rising. I'm becoming who I was meant to be. This takes us to 7 days here. Day 7 of your fat flush. Anchoring the new you. Here is where you will reinforce a new metabolic baseline and shift into long-term success. So you're going to reflect. How do I feel different from the 7 days? How much weight have I lost? How are my energy levels on day 7 compared to day 1? How do my clothes fit? What about your skin complexion? Reflect on all of your victories. I want you to journal your wins. Less bloating, more energy, smaller waistline, clearer mind, whatever the wins are. You're going to continue to stick with insulin-friendly meals, high protein, high fat, low carbs. Continue with your high CGA coffee and olive oil in the morning. You'll continue going for that walk after your biggest meal of the day. And you might want to consider a hormetic stress like a sauna session or a cold plunge, depending on how stressed your body is at the moment. But these could be great hormetic stressors. Your affirmation for day 7 is, I'm so happy and grateful. I have released the weight that wasn't mine to carry. I am aligned with my healthiest self. Most people who follow the 7-day fat loss flush will lose 10 to 14 pounds in 7 days. Some of that is water weight, and some you lose 5 to 10 pounds, depending on how much weight you have to lose to start this. But it works really well. I'm going to address some of the questions you might have that you have submitted on this topic. Before I do, you might be thinking, what do I do next after this? I have a 30-day plan that I want to give to you for free that you would follow after the 7-day fat loss flush. And I put it together in a simple to read ebook that you can get for free over at targetbellyfat.com. Or if you're watching on YouTube, scan the QR code to get that free ebook, and I'll drop that link down below. It's targetbellyfat.com. I also want to meet you in person. I'm doing a world tour for my latest book, Metabolic Freedom. I'll be speaking hopefully at a city near you. And I have several speaking events lined up. I'm doing keynote lectures, book signings, meet and greets. If you go to benazadi.com/events, you can see my entire upcoming schedule. I hope to see you in person. Now let's get to your questions. Can I repeat this 7-day flush back to back, or should I take a break in between? Hey, you could repeat it. Keep going. If you want to go to the next level, then get the free ebook over at targetbellyfat.com. But if you want to repeat this fat flush for 2-3 weeks or even a month, go for it. It should work really well for you. Will this belly fat flush work if I am postmenopausal or over 60? Yes, it will, especially the affirmations. Don't poo-poo or downplay the affirmation. They work really well, especially for women over 60, because it supports your adrenal glands. When you read the affirmation, you produce oxytocin, which is really important for postmenopausal ladies. Can I exercise during the 24-hour fast on day 5, or should I rest? If you feel up for it, go for it. You're actually going to burn more fat doing that. But if you feel a little stressed and your sleep wasn't great, probably not a good idea. But it depends on you. Do I need to track calories or macros during these days? Calories, no, we never track that. Macros, I would say, yeah, by day 5, you should be under 50 total grams of carbohydrates per day. And the only way to know is to track it. I use an app. It's a free app called Chronometer. If you go to chronometer.com/ketocamp, you could download it for free. We'll drop a link for it down below. That's CRONOmeter.com/ketocamp. There you have it. That's the 7-day fat loss flush. Share this with somebody you know. If you're listening on the podcast, leave it a rating and review. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you love this lesson and you want to learn about the #1 exercise that targets belly fat that you could add to this routine you just learned about, then watch a previous lesson I just published all about the #1 exercise to target belly fat. Here's a clip from that lesson. Then click the video on the screen to watch the full lesson, and I'll see you there. The best part about what I'm going to share with you today, it does not require willpower. You don't have to count calories. And as a matter of fact, one of the worst ways to lose weight and belly fat is to focus on calories. It's the biggest mistake people make. Focusing on calories is a huge mistake. For example, you could